how to create AI agents in Microsoft Copilot. Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you how you can create your very own AI agents in Copilot. So having said that, let's just jump into the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sign up over here. As you can see, Microsoft Copilot, right? We can sign in, or we can come over here onto copilot.microsoft.com, like simple chat, and sign in over here. So you are going to need a Microsoft account, so make sure you have that. So I'm going to go ahead and try to first sign in over here, and then I'm going to sign over here. So here you can find them right here, right? Underneath Microsoft Copilot, you come over here on the Copilot, go to Copilot 101, and here you'll find AI agents. So for example, if I come over here, this is where we can see all of them. What is Copilot, customer service, next step, everything is going to be available over here. We can download the app and we can get started with that one. We can even go ahead and try Copilot as a chat as well. You can see right here at the top, we have the agents option. If we click on agents, AI agents are changed the way we work. This is the one option that we need. So make sure to go ahead and sign up over here, right? So sign in. If you have an account, you can use your simple Microsoft account, totally depends on you. So here you can see, go ahead and click on sign in. You can learn more about Copilot from here, but once we've signed in, we can move on to the next step. Now, in order for you to sign up onto Microsoft Copilot, you need to have a work email or a school email. So make sure you do that, right? So you can see right here, I currently don't have one. I need to go ahead and create one. And we can create one by coming over here onto Microsoft 365. You can just simply Google it, right? You can just simply Google Microsoft work email. It'll probably bring you over here to business email addresses. And here you can go ahead and create one, but you are going to need a domain. So you gotta own a domain. And once you have that, you can click on get a business email address. And here you gotta go ahead and get started with one of the following plans. So you've got Microsoft 365 Business Basic, right? It'll give you all the basic options, supercharged plans, everything. You can go ahead and get started with the free trial as well, and you should be good to go. Custom business emails, you add your business. So yeah, all of them, I believe, contain the Copilot, so you won't have to worry about it. You can see right here, 365 Copilot is available, but supercharge your plan. But I think we should be good to go. So we're going to go with this one for now, and we're going to go ahead and try for free, get a free trial. And here in subscriptions and account, click on continue. We're going to go with the basic one. So once you've selected the plan, it'll take you over here. And I just realized that I already have a Microsoft business account. You can see right here. So I'm going to try and use this one. It's been a while, so I'm not sure whether or not it'll work, but let me try this. Let me go ahead and log in over here, click on next, and see what we get. All right, so I'm gonna figure this out. Pick one square object that shows two identical objects. There we go. All right, so now we should be good to go. All right, so it said that I already have an account, so I can log in, and it shows that I already have a license. So let's go ahead and see and go directly into Microsoft Copilot. All right, so here we go. So we are now logged in and we should be good to go. So this is how it looks like. This is the studio. This is where you're going to create your AI agent for your website or your business, whatever. And here on the left hand side, you're going to have all of your options. Here are your agents that you can explore and different types of agents. Got website Q&A. So let's say you have a website and people want to ask the agent about specific topics on that website. They can go ahead and ask it from here. We've got voice agent, where an agent with a voice capability. Safe travels, where let's say you have a traveling website or a traveling business that you provide a traveling service to specific areas and people want to get information with that, then this agent will allow them to get those informations. Financial insights, an agent that helps with financial stuff, benefits citizens, and we have other options as well at the bottom, but these are different ones. But these are the ones that we mainly need to focus on. So let's go ahead and do it. So here on the left hand side, we can see we have all these different options, right? We've got the create option where we can go ahead and create our agent. We've got agents here. We'll have a list of all the agents that we have available. Currently, we'll only have one available agent, which is going to be the Microsoft Copilot. By default, you can see right here, you can't delete it or unpublish it or whatever. It's just there. And then we have flows. This will be where we can see all of our agents workflow and stuff like that, but we'll get into that later. And then we have tools that will be available when we have an agent. So let's go ahead and create one. Right here we have tools. Over here you can see currently there's nothing available. We can add tools to empower the AI to complete specific tasks to improve engagement. Same thing with flows over here. It's gonna load up, and here we go. You can see right here, we can go ahead and build a flow for our agents, but we'll get into that later, as I said before. Now let's go ahead and create our agents by clicking on the create button, and here we'll click on create new agent. We can go ahead and choose from the following, like whether we want a Q&A website, Q&A agent, or whatever, or default one. But here you can go ahead and create a Copilot. Here, what would you like to make? All right, here, type in the type of Copilot you want to create. So here, let's say we have a website, all right, and our website is mainly focusing on health and wellness, right? So here I would like to create a agent that would provide best advice for health and fitness related inquiries, so something like that. So that's what I'm going to type over here. All right, so now that we have that prompt, we'll click on send. Now it's going to go ahead and get started with that one. All right, so here we go. So now let's determine a name for your agent. How about health and fitness guide? No, I'm going to go ahead and name this Gym Bro. Let's go with J as in gym, and then Gym Bro. Gym Bro is going to be the name of our agent. Next, it's going to ask us to go ahead and refine the instructions for Gym Bro. So let's focus on the main actions and behavior. So what kind of specific tasks information should Gym Bro provide for visitors regarding health, fitness, diet, meal prep? For example, provide workout routines, answer questions about nutrition. Yeah, something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out. So I'm going to basically say that Gym Bro's job is going to be to provide workout routines, provide meal preps, provide questions about nutrition, provide accurate workout routines as well, and everything. So yeah, something like that. So we can just fill it out over here. All right, so now that we have that, we'll go ahead and hit the send button, and now let's see what it comes up with. Next, it'll ask you again to refine some guidelines. So now we've refined instructions. Now we're setting up guidelines that always provide evidence-based information, be supportive and stuff like that, and always bring up evidence if users provide false information. Now let's determine if you have any public accessibility website or knowledge resource that you would like Gym Bro to use. So now here, what you want to do is you want to add specific websites that you want your Copilot to get data from. So for example, since this is an AI agent, it's going to need a data source. That's what we're going to use and build over here. We're going to add a bunch of different websites, links over here. And what Copilot is going to do is it's going to go ahead and extract all the information from those websites and provide those informations to the users that ask it specific questions. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is a website that's really famous. It's called the Bayesian Bodybuilding Method. The website is Menno. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Henselman. I don't know. Menno Henselman. So they have a bunch of articles, research, online PT exercises and everything. So we're going to use this one. And there's also the American College of Sports. So we're going to use this one as well. It also has education and resources, but this is different. We got to go ahead and deep dive into it to find it, but it's a little bit different. So I'm going to skip this one. We also have this website, the Very Well Fit. I'm not really sure about this one, but we'll just add it anyway into the database. So we'll just copy the link and paste it over here, and then add one more, which is the 12-minute athlete. So this one is also a really good website. Here we should have, so there's the book, programs, I don't know, but we'll just add these different websites, right? And also add in men's health as well. So a bunch of different options over here, a bunch of different studies. We've got Workout Hub, all of them. So we're going to add those into the database as well. Yeah, here we go. So we got beginners workout. We're going to add all of these actually. It's going to take some time, but we should get there, but you get the deal. So I'm going to skip this step. I'm going to go ahead and one by one just copy the website links and keep adding them into the database so that our bot, our Gym Bro, has some really good information to go ahead and give it to our users. So I'll be back in a sec. All right, so after adding all the websites, it told me that it could only add 4 websites. So I only added those ones over here, like this one. And now I just have to confirm them over here and then click on create. We can go ahead and set up these things later and, edit the knowledge base after creating the agent. But yeah, let's go ahead and click on the create button. It's going to create the agent and we can move on to the next step. All right, so now that that's done, you can see right here, your agent is ready. And here we can go ahead and get started with the next step where we add actions, we add triggers, and then we publish our agent so that others can use it. So the description is over here, general instructions are over here, and orchestrations over here. So these are the topics. Hello, goodbye, greetings, start over. We can add different topics later. These are going to be conversation starters. Over here, you can add conversation topics to focus and guide the way your agent answers. They're mainly going to appear over here. And the knowledge is over here. You can add knowledge later on. As I said before, you can go ahead and select web search to enable your agent to go ahead and search all public websites as well. So let's say we want to add more stuff to it. Now we can click on add knowledge. Go ahead and select public websites and then click on paste link over here, click on add, confirm, and then click on add. This way you can add multiple different websites and other knowledge data sets over here. You can add articles, you can add resources. For example, you can add other stuff to it like PowerPoints, Dynamics, Salesforce, Azure. You have advanced option by clicking on advanced over here. You can add like whole data sets over here. So there you have it. That's how you can do it. Now here in actions, you can add actions to empower the AI to complete specific tasks and improve engagement. So for example, if you click on add action over here, or select one of the actions that are available over here. So for example, some of these actions are as follows, like delete a row, get a row, get a forecast today, run scripts, everything. And we can create new actions by new prompts describing an action to create it and stuff like that. But for now, we'll leave it at that. But we can create one. Let's say, let's try to create one. I think we can create one because we do have a bunch of data sets ready. So let's try it. So what we want is create a meal plan. All right. So that's like a simple, easy one. Create a meal plan. That's the one that we want, right? We can add content over here if we want, but I think this is okay. And let's go with test. And this is going to be the model response right here. All right. There you go. Model response is going to be over here. All right. So here we go. Here's a simple meal plan, approximately 1,700 calories. Breakfast, cooked eggs. All right, I think it's okay. Yeah, this is good. So now we can go ahead and save it. And this is an action that we have created. Now people can quickly go ahead and use this action within the bot itself. And there we go. So we can go ahead and name this custom font, or we can go with, let's say this is a meal plan for 1,700 cal. We'll leave the description as it is as of right now, but then we'll click on add action. This might take a few seconds. And here we go. So you can see right here underneath actions, we can even add triggers for it as well. So let's say now we add a trigger, all right? So for the trigger, we can manage how our agents respond to user input, right? When it is created, when a file is created, when a row is added, and let's say these are all the featured ones. These are the ones that are in the library, and these are all of them. So I don't know which one to choose, but we'll just leave it as it is. I don't know, but we'll leave it for now. And then we have start prompts over here, workout routine, meal prep. Everything looks good. Everything looks great. And then we just simply go ahead and select the knowledge section over here at the top to double check whether or not our databases are all set. We can add more databases over here. Here we will have specific topics that we can talk about. So here we can go ahead and click on create from description, or we can just simply click on the one that we already have and see what it looks like. So goodbye. Let's see what is happening within it. So I'll just block it. So in this trigger, you can see what this topic does, right? So this is the trigger by the agent. This tool can handle queries like bye for now, bye now, goodbye, no thanks, and stuff like that. And question, would you like to end our conversation? And here is the identify. This is the Boolean. This is the entity over here. And if we click over here, it'll open up right here. Choose information to identify. We can see all these different ones. So we can go ahead and select from that list. And over here, we'll have these following conditions. If the end conversation is equal to true, then it will do this. If it is equal to false, then it will go ahead and type in the message, go ahead and I'm listening. And then basically it'll just go round and round. So this is how this would work. And you can create one by simply clicking on add a topic, and you can create one from a description with Copilot. This is actually pretty simple. So let's say we'll say hello. All right, create a topic, let a user check the status of a flight and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and add. And once we've done this, we'll click on create, and it's going to go ahead and use its own AI to create one for us. And that's how we can create different topics, right? So now identify number, and there you go. Pretty simple. We can add more stuff to it, like conditions and stuff like that. But I think this is good for now, and we can go ahead and save it. So this is how we can add topics. We can even add actions, analytics, and stuff like that. And once everything is good, we can go ahead and click on the publish button and publish this agent. So now if we click on publish, agent is being published. Give it a couple of seconds. Feel free to close this window, and agent will keep on publishing within the background. And now if we go back to the agent section over here, we can see we have the agent right here called Jimbro, and it was created a minute ago. And currently we have no engaged sessions, but that's fine. And we are good to go. So now we can just simply go ahead and set it up. So for example, if I open up this agent or click on these three buttons, I can open it up over here. And here we can also ask it questions. So if I type in hello, it's going to give us the answer over here. So loading up. So hello, how can I help you today? So now if I got it. So now I'm going to ask it to, can you, all right. So let's say what it gives us. So processing, it's going to take some time. All right. So it did give us the plan, but I asked it for 1500, but it gave us for 1700, but that's because I think I fed it the 1700 one. That's why it's giving us this example. So, but it does work. A little bit of fine tuning is required, but it still works. It's still good. And we can test it out over here. And if we click over here, we can export the agent and publish it. And if we click on the settings option, we can go into the details of the agent, and we can add some more options over here. So let's go back and export it. So, and see, we can always share it with our friends and colleagues. So here we click on the three dots, click on export Copilot. It's going to take us to this part of the website, opening it up in another tab. And here we go. So here, all right, it opened it up, but I think it didn't work. Let me try it again. So click on export agent, current preferred solution. Over here, we've got all these different options. We've got managed, but currently we haven't connected it over here. And here we can connect it to GitHub. So if we click on GitHub, connect it to GitHub, we can actually go ahead and export it, but I think we'll leave it at that because then we'll need to connect to our GitHub option, and it'll be just a bit too much. But now you know how you can go ahead and create a AI agent for yourself, right? Make sure to add a bunch of contingencies, a bunch of examples, and a bunch of data. And I mean like data sheets, data resources, articles, websites, whatever you have, you should add it. But once that's done, your AI agent will be created. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications. And I will catch you guys in the next video. And until then, take care and goodbye.